Hello everyone, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. So as an item on my New Year's resolution, I have decided to share more technical topics related to the control and automation engineering with those who are interested in the industrial automation industry. I'm not a professional YouTuber, so please excuse me in advance for any mistake or imperfection during these videos. Also, please remember these videos are just for your information based on my personal experience, and my current or past employers are not responsible for any inaccurate information which might be found in this series of tutorial or videos. Okay, after this quick introduction, let's get started and talk about the fun stuff. I'm sure you've been in this situation before where you were overwhelmed by too much information when trying to select the right PLC for your project. I'm talking about both hardware and software components. There are just too many parameters to be considered to make sure your controller is powerful enough, it supports the programming languages you need, such as FBD, ladder, SCL, or other high-level programming languages such as graph and so on, or maybe it is the right choice for your special applications such as motion control or maybe the safety control system. For sure, you can just pick up the phone and ask a salesperson to help you in this regard, to give you the ordering information, the part number, etc. But why not doing it yourself when there are free tools out there which can give you the same result in maybe shorter time? These tools are also perfect and very useful. I totally recommend for those who are just learning more about PLC. They are not expert, they are not a really engineer, and they just graduated from a school, or they just want to upgrade their knowledge in the industrial automation industry. I need to try different available options. They can just bug a salesperson to kind of, teach them what's going on. They can just go and quickly play around with these free tools and learn more. So in this video, I will go over two useful tools that Siemens offers for free to not only select the right controller, PLC for your project, also to define the majority of bits and pieces, the majority of items that you might need in your control cabinet and throughout the field, such as the VFDs, the breakers, soft starter, etc. Too many items and field equipment for sure. So today, as I said in this video, I'm just going to focus on two tools, free tools. The name are Simatic controller configurator and also the TIA selection tool. I just want to quickly show you how to use these tools, as I said, to kind of select the right hardware and software for your application. Okay, I think talking is enough, so let's roll up our sleeves and do some hands-on work in the mentioned tools. So, as I said, that the first thing you want to do, you want to select your PLC or the hardware for sure. You just want to know what kind of, what family of controller do you need based on your application. That's why Siemens is giving you this Simatic controller configurator tool. I will copy the link in the description over here. And the first thing you want to do, you have to select. I think overall there are 5 steps, and after the 5th step, you can know what kind of controller do you need. And then we move up, and we'll use the Simatic selection tool to select all the details like the PLC cards, etc. So the first thing is the first step, you need to select or define where is your PLC located. Is it just in the control cabinet, or is it distributed, space saving? It's IP20 is called. It's kind of partly, I would say, those kind of controller are installed in the door of the control panel. Or maybe it's a distributed controller without control cabinet. These are kind of field installed controller basically. So just as an example to make it simple, we just take an in the cabinet controller and we click the next. So the first option, you need to select the size of your project, and basically which is defined by the number of IOs, input and outputs. So clearly, as you see over here, you have three options: small size application, up to 50 IO, up to 100 IOs, or even more than 100. It can be thousands of IOs. In this example, we just get the medium size and we hit the next. At step 3, you just need to define what programming language do you need when doing the programming for your PLC. For sure, we have the standard FPD, ladder, and SCL. And if you need the ST or graph, you need to select this one, and higher level languages, you need to select the last one. In this example, again, we just make it simple. We just go with the middle one, or maybe let's just go with FPD and ladder, because that's the majority of, I think the majority of people, they use just FPD and ladder. And at step 4, you just need to define whether you have, like for example, do you need any motion control in your application? Do you need a special, outputs to generate the PWM and those type of special signals, and so on. So it depends on your application. You just select one of these three options. Again, we just go with the middle one to just keep it simple. And next, very interesting option over here. So as you see, you have the traditional hardware PLC. Also, you have other options. You have the PC-based controller, which Siemens offers, and I think the other brands also offer some sort of soft PLC, software-based PLC. In other words, you just turn your PC into a controller. All your codes will be run on the PC, and so on. In this example, we just go with the hardware PLC for sure, and we hit the next. So as you see, based on our selection, based on our choices, this tool is giving us a suggestion. So it suggests you need or we need the Simatic S7-1500 advanced controller to be able to implement those options in your project based on your selection. And as you may be familiar with the Siemens PLCs, S7-1500 is kind of typically, it's the next generation S7, the 300, I would say. It's more advanced. There are more options right now, and you can select different CPUs and modules based on your, a particular application. So at this time, that was really easy. So you can just select the right controller based on the Simatic controller configurator. But at this time you don't have any ordering information, or you haven't selected any module or card. So that's why we have this tool over here, which is called TIS selection tool. You can directly go to this link. I mean, you really didn't have to go through the first kind of software, let's call. You could just directly go to the website that you can use the TIS selection tool over there. I'll show you in a minute. But this is also really good. I totally recommend if you're not familiar with different PLC families. E.g. we have for sure Siemens has S7-1500, 1200, and so on, different type of families based on your application. So there's a next step. Let's go to TIS selection tool to select our CPU or IO card, etc. So as you see, it's smart enough. It just automatically populated for the first, the basic information that, okay, we need a S7-1500. Now let's configure that S7-1500 and add more CPU and card, etc. So basically, if we go back a little bit, so this is the tool, as I said, is called Simatic Selection Tool, and it's totally free. Basically, if you are familiar with TIO Portal software, that's kind of similar to that, and even more advanced than that, I would say. So basically, you configure your hardware, you add your cards, etc. in this software, and you can get the order list at the end. I'll show you in a minute. And for sure, as any other software, you can select the different languages over here: English, French, etc. And also you can make an account if you want to save your work for future. You can log in, but in this example we just skip it. There are too many things to talk here, but just overall I'm trying to give you some background what is that about. And as you see over here, recently a new feature has been added that you can export for E-Plan software. If you are using E-Plan for your drawing the schematic, etc., you can use this software, this feature basically. So let's go back to our project. So right now we have created a project for S7 1500. So these are just general information. For sure you can add more comments and notes. For sure. And yeah, if you need some specific information, you can find over here. For the environment, you can define what's the temperature, minimum and maximum, and so on. But basically all the information at the tip of your hand. Basically you can have all the information at the same place in this simple software. So the first step here is to just go to the configuration tab. So right now we just have an empty rack. First thing you need to add for sure is a CPU. In this application we just go with the standard CPU. You have all different type of options, and as you know, and this red and yellow means they are safety PLC. As you see, the identifier is this yellow mark in the CPU module. But in this application, maybe we just go with this CPU, which has the Profinet and Profibus DP. As you see, you can configure it over here. You see what type of memory card you need. You can increase it to even 32 gigabyte. The good thing about this tool is you only get the list based on the CPU type. Like for example, if your CPU doesn't support 32 gigabyte, you don't have it over here. And also on the runtime option, you can select, do you need the OPC UA in your application, and so on, different type of software packages, as you see, energy suites, runtime, etc. So for now I think it's good. We can just insert a module in our rack. Yeah, okay. As you see, you have kind of the graph, very nice and beautiful graphical view. Let's add a few more modules over here, maybe just a digital input. Doesn't really matter. Let's just go with 32 24 volt high frequency inputs. And as I said, there are just too many options to be selected over here. It's up to you how you want to design your system. And as you see, you have different options for the pin or connectors over here. You have option of 16 pin, 50 pin together. It really depends on you. I normally use a 16 pin. It's totally up to you what you want to select. And for sure, the connecting cable or the round cable, the link between the front connector module and the terminal module. You can customize all these things over here. And I just maybe I just add a couple more modules quickly. I think you got the idea, so I don't need more explanation. I just add a 32 24 volt output as well. and maybe I will add a communication. Maybe I just add a Modbus module as well for networking. Let's make it more fancy and add maybe an additional industrial Ethernet CP over here. Okay, that's good. So we are done with configuring our rack. So basically, as you see, the more items you add in your project, it automatically generates the order list. Basically, at the end of the day, you just need to export this information, and you go to your local sales representative, and they can do a quick check and final check before placing the order. Okay, let's go back over here. So we already configured this, and for the accessories, if you need to add any accessories over here, like for example, there are just too many things over here. Like for example, maybe the labeling sheet. If you need some sort of labeling for your modules, you just add it over here to buy it. And this page, based on your configuration, it gives you some more extra information. See the device dimension, number of I/O modules. So right now we only have 4 I/O modules. The maximum number based on this page is 30. So you can stack up to 30 modules in this rack. And the slot list, for sure, this is the order of the modules we inserted into your project. So we have a CPU 1518-4 PNDP. We have a digital input, digital output, and 2 communication modules, one for Modbus and the other one for industrial Ethernet. Also, we added a labeling strip, also for example, for your analog input cards. And another useful thing over here, so I know it's a little challenging or sometimes frustrating to find the right version for your controller in some brands, but over here you just simply have as tools. If you're familiar, you just need to have a TIA portal software. The latest version, I believe, is 16. You can also add it into your project over here. You can basically customize it again as well. If you need any special feature in this software, you can just select here. So for example, do you also need to engineering software for configuring the fail-safe CPUs? If you say yes, more kind of items will be added into order list, etc. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Again, for your software, for sure, if you already have the software, or no, if you're not using the software right now, so for sure it gives you the option to select different tools. So as you see over here, you have the base software which is 7 version 16. You need the engineering options and runtime options. So that's a separate video. I don't want to make this video too long, but I just want to try to say you can select different tools or different things that you might need to your ordering list over here. And I think that's it about the controller. Basically, it was that simple. So basically, you don't need to be worried about whether you selected the right part number, etc., if it was missed, etc. So you have all this ordering information over here. You can just increase it or decrease it very quick. And also very, very useful feature on this software. This is not just for the controller. As I said, this video was all more about the controller, but maybe I quickly walk you through more options over here. And yeah, sorry, before maybe talking about other option, let's quickly go to order list. And as you see, you can just export it over here. And in this, for sure, you can export as a Excel and CSV. Because I'm recording this on my Linux machine, I don't have Excel install. Let's just export the PDF and just open it with Firefox or my browser. Yeah, as you see, this is perfect for your proposal, especially if you are, you know, bidding for a project or you're submitting a proposal. You can just get all these fancy lists and hopefully get a, you know, ordering the parts as well at the end of the day. And you see in a very nice and neat list, you have all the ordering information that you need based on your selection on the communication module, etc. Okay, so that's it basically. At this time you have selected the hardware for your controller, everything that you need to kind of design your control panel. But very nice feature, as I mentioned, in this software TIA selection tool. By the way, you can also download it as a standalone application on your computer as well. But I personally prefer the online one because you don't want to basically install you know, too many software on your computer. But overall, so we spoke about the controller. You have all these options as well. Like for example, if you want to select, basically you can configure your entire plant over here. Like you have all the different tools to draw your networks, your, you know, the Profinet, Profibus, Modbus, etc. in separate graphs basically. And also very useful new feature is the Internet of Things, or IoT for sure. You can add the hardware for that, as you might I think I'll make another video for those. And I'm pretty sure if you search on YouTube or on Siemens website, you'll get information. But Siemens offers hardware and also the software for Internet of Things or IoT. In this example, let's select Simatic IoT 2040. And again, similar to the PLC, you can configure it over here. And you can get all different sort of information, and as you see, you can just add different accessories like IO Shield in this example, which is available. And yeah, and if you go back to your projects, you see you have you basically create different project when you add a new device. So initially we added a 7-1500 project, and then we added the software part. And also a few seconds ago we added the IoT 2000 family or hardware for Internet of Things. And as you see over here, there might be some errors or warnings over here that they are really useful. For example, for 7-1500, you see we have 4 messages of warning, and it just luckily we don't have any error. So it's just a warning. You can just review them and accept or reject or update your list based on this recommendation, and so on. But if everything is good, there is no warning, you'll get this beautiful green circle. It's a tick inside it. And again, yeah, in real time, while you are adding new devices, this list keeps getting updated basically. And as you see, we just added this IoT, and it adds the ordering number for this the accessory and also the base. And same for basically everything else. As I said, for let's say for drive technology, if you need to configure your drive, VFD, etc., and you know, even the breaker, etc., you have all these options over here in this software, which I will copy the link to this as well for your information. So I think this, I don't want to make this video too long, but yeah, thank you for watching. And overall, I just wanted to say, as I said, I try to share more technical topic this year with the community, because I think when I need it, I learned a lot from others. Now I think it's time for me to share more with others. That's why I'm creating a YouTube video, as I said, channel, sorry. I'm not a professional YouTuber, just trying to share And if you are interested in topics, you may consider subscribing to this channel to make sure you receive the notification for the upcoming video. Just as a side comment, I'm kind of developing a tutorial or series of tutorial for Python programming as well, and you might be interested in that as well. So yeah, feel free to send me a message if you have any question, and don't forget to go and check my channel. If you have any question, just let me know. And yeah, I hope you learned a little bit of something over here. And I know, as I said, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm just trying to pass some information and love to you guys. Just let me know if you need any information. And thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.